Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Man, if you could hear some of the conversations that we have right before he clicks record on Zoom. Jesus Christ.
No, I believe we would be canceled. I mean, it's not. Is it that much different than what we're probably going to say on this episode? I would argue. You never know. You never know. Depends on where the topics go. Hopefully not to that. All right. We got plenty to talk about, so let's jump right in. Micah, you watched 9 Perfect Strangers. This is the Perfect Strangers reboot, as far as I understand.
Yeah. I watched the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes of 9 Perfect Strangers on Hulu. Well, technically, I missed the first episode, but I saw my wife watching it, and I was like, "All right, I'll watch this with you," because that's the thing, right? She's the TV person, and I'm the movie person, right? Okay. She loves TV, so I said, "All right, I'll watch some of this with you." And it's a drama.
Oh, I did see something else. I'm going to add it. Go ahead.
It's a drama based off of a novel, and it's been created by David E. Kelley. And I'm like, all right, David E. Kelley. Like, I like David E. Kelley, right? Doogie Howser, Chicago Hope, Practice, Ally McBeal, all that good stuff, right? David E. Kelley and Nicole Kidman. I believe they teamed up for Big Little Lies.
Yeah,
right? Like, I really like Big Little Lies. That was really good. This is about 9 strangers that gather for a 10-day retreat at Tranquillium House, a health and wellness resort, which promises to transform and heal the guests who stay there. The resort is not what it seems to be, and the guests are about to discover many secrets about each other and the hosts and the resort's host, Masha. Now, Nicole Kidman plays Masha, the host. Nicole Kidman is supposed to be Russian in this movie.
She's not a person who does accents very well.
She is not a person that does accents very well. I don't know what accent she's trying to do, but it's not Russian. Like, at this point, like, I need her to go comically Russian, right? Like, oh, do svidanya.
Like the woman in the WWE.
Yeah, man. Like, I need you to really throw it in there if you're gonna try to play Russian. Don't just try to act like it's like. But look, the cast is great. Nicole Kidman playing a Russian for some reason. Melissa McCarthy, Michael Shannon, Luke Evans, Samara Weaving, who is pretty much unrecognizable in this.
Who is Samara Weaving? I don't know the name.
Samara Weaving. Yeah, you seen Ready or Not?
Yeah. Okay.
She's the main lead in that.
Oh, Great Value Margot Robbie.
Yes, Great Value Margot Robbie.
Yeah,
she looks incredibly. She's a pretty girl, but she looks incredibly different. She's like an Instagram influencer, so she got like false teeth, and she has like prosthetics on her face to make it seem like she had a facelift. You know what I mean? But it looks bad, but it's like on purpose.
On purpose to be bad, yeah. Got it.
Yeah. Regina Hall is in it. Bobby Cannavale is in it.
I like him a lot.
I do, man. I like him. He's really good. He plays a former tight end, and he plays a guy with a drug addiction, and shocker, right? Like he plays it really well. Look, the performances in this show are really great, right? Like the purpose of the retreat is to like get into the psyche of these guests, right? And everyone does a good job. The problem with the show is that I'm assuming it's some sort of mystery. I don't know where it's going. Like, I don't know what's the point of this. Like, is it
only one episode left that you haven't seen?
I haven't seen episode 6. There are 8 episodes. I don't know what's the point. What's the point?
It's gotta be coming up in this episode. Like, yo, you got 3 episodes left. Like, that's not much.
Right. But like, any other mystery or any type of show like this, there's usually a something to hook you in.
Right.
And then like, all right, well, we keep watching to see what it is. Like even White Lotus did that, right? Like it starts off showing a dead body. And it took, every episode just to get to who that dead body was, but you did it. It kind of meanders, right? Like it just is kind of, I don't know what the overarching point is. Okay. So but the performances are the only thing that's keeping me here.
It's a good cast. It's a really good cast.
Michael Shannon in one of these episodes delivered a speech that was just amazing. He plays a father who is at the retreat with his family, and he's talking about a child that he lost.
Michael Shannon is a ridiculously good actor, man. Like
he is, amazing. Man. He really is. Like he's more than just like that angry. He's more than just like great value Ray Liotta, right? Like,
great value Ray Liotta. That's not fair to Michael Shannon at all.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah, that's really not. And I like Ray Liotta, but like relax. That's not right.
He's more than just Ray Liotta 2.0.
Okay,
right?
Thank you. Great value, Ray Liotta. God damn.
And he delivers a very impassioned speech that almost brought me to tears, man. Like he's a really good actor. And some of these other actors, Melissa McCarthy. I was just talking to my wife the other day. I was like, wow, Melissa McCarthy has really come a long way.
Yeah,
from being the wife on that sitcom. You know what I mean? Like she has this certain role and she's very believable in it.
When she wants to do serious stuff, she's quite good. Actually,
I really prefer her doing serious like dramedy stuff more so than the slapstick stuff. Like the slapstick stuff just boils down to be like, oh, I'm fat.
It is, like, and look,
she's more than that,
right? And that's the thing about Hollywood, which is really fucked up, is she had to do that to make it, right? Because she's not, and this is not me saying it. This is sort of the Hollywood standard, which is she's not pretty enough to be a leading woman. Only in goofball comedies can she be the bumbling, stumbling kind of I'm fat, I don't know what to do kind of thing. Hope a handsome guy likes me, which is fucked up, right? Like that's not right. But she did is she took her career and she became so popular that she made, like, she has a lot of movies with that one dude that you mentioned earlier who played the tight end in this show. Like they have like 2 or 3 movies together. Like I think they're like kind of close friends.
They've got great chemistry.
They do. They really do, right? Her husband should be careful. No. But they've done like I think at least 2 movies together where one of them was it Superintelligence? Or it was Superintelligence or another one I saw of her. It wasn't a very good movie, but like she was dating him and they broke up and then they eventually got back together. And like the whole point was like, not that she was fat and dumb. Like it was kind of a little bit of a dramedy kind of thing, but like she was just a regular person and she has made that she's kind of cut that way on her own. And I respect, like, I don't always like, I'm not, Melissa McCarthy has a new movie. I can't wait to see it. 9 times out of 10, I'm like, this looks fucking not my bag. But I appreciate that she's tried to do more than just be, I fell down, I'm fat. Like, and I appreciate that. And she is a pretty good actress when she's given something with drama. Like she is.
Yeah, I really like her in this. She plays a struggling author, right? Like, and who has like issues in her personal life. Another person who I don't know if the mainstream gives her enough credit is Regina Hall.
No,
Regina Hall can do it all, man.
Yeah,
Regina Hall is incredibly funny. Regina Hall can do drama. Regina Hall is like, she's the truth, man.
Yeah,
and she plays a single mother, and who is divorced, and she has like anger issues and shit. Like the performances are really, really well done.
I remember seeing her on Scream. Like that was the first I was looking back at her or excuse me, the Scary Movie franchise. Not even Scream. I apologize. The goofball version of the Scream franchise. Like, and I was like, she's really funny. Like I remember because she was the standout. Like she easily was. Her and Chris Pratt's ex. They were the big standouts. And like, yeah, she's grown into like quite an actress over time. Like it's actually quite impressive.
Yeah. So That's the thing with this movie, with this TV show, man. If you're looking for good performances from people, minus Nicole Kidman, then you'll find it. But if you're looking for an overarching, like, well, I wonder what the big mystery is going to be.
Right.
I mean, they're not gonna drop any breadcrumbs for you. You're just gonna have to kind of wait it out.
Okay.
But it's okay. It's okay. I wouldn't necessarily rush out to see it, but or to watch it. But I would wait for all the episodes, and if the first couple get you, then just plow through it.
Yeah. All right. I watched Vacation Friends on.
So did I.
Oh, good. I almost forgot I watched this. On Hulu.
I should tell you something.
Look, man. No, because it just the way my week has been going. I thought this was pretty funny. It's ridiculous. Like, it's really goofy. This is the John Cena movie with Lil Rel Howery. It's basically about this like mild-mannered black couple. They go on vacation, and Lil Rel Howery is he wants to propose to his girlfriend. Who his girlfriend is her father does not like him, like, at all. So he was like, oh, he's a construction worker. Like, the guy owns his own like construction business. Like, that's not the same as a guy swinging a hammer, but whatever. And so they go on this vacation, and he's like kind of like an uptight guy, and they end up meeting John Cena and his girlfriend, played by Meredith Hagner, and Lil Rel Howery and Yvonne Orjai are the mild-mannered couple. And so the mild-mannered couple is like, they meet this crazy couple, right? And they're like, all right, we're going to like cut loose. We're on vacation. They're like, hotel room gets ruined, of course, by the crazy couple. They don't know that right away. But then they just go on this crazy party binge over a number of days while they're on vacation. And then years later, the movie fast forwards to, or not years later, but months later, they go back home to get married. And who shows up at this wedding but these two psychos? And then they're like, they got to deal with them. I thought it was really endearing, and I feel like people really like, I think John Cena might be a better actor than The Rock, dude. I think he is. Like, when it comes to comedy, because I haven't seen John Cena do like particularly serious things, but when it comes to comedy, like, he's really good. Like, he's got really good comedic timing. He was funny as shit in this.
John Cena, I don't know about John Cena being a better actor than The Rock. I think I'm
just saying in comedies.
I think they're on the same level on different pillars. You know what I mean?
In comedy, you think? I don't think The Rock has as good comedy timing.
No, The Rock's not funny. Like, he's not funny unless he's the D.L. Hughley of professional wrestlers. If he's snapping on somebody,
oh yeah, that's
hilarious.
He's the best.
Like, you can't touch him.
Right.
But like, he doesn't have. But I think he takes himself way too seriously.
Yes, he does. More on that later.
John Cena gets the joke.
Yeah, right. He does. Like, he's a part of it.
Right. And I think Dave Bautista kind of takes himself a little too seriously when it comes to acting, but
he gets kind of serious roles now.
But he does serious roles, right?
So I'm not super mad at that. Like, I get it.
Right. John Cena's hilarious. John Cena has always been hilarious. And it's weird because John Cena is the type of person that if you see him on like a red carpet or being interviewed, he's a fucking robot. Like, he now? Yeah. And it's like watch like some Graham Norton clips with John Cena. You will see him. Which
Graham Norton is like the place you really cut up. Like, he's the best. Like, he's easily the best like late night guy.
Right. And that's where John Cena is at his loosest. And even then, it feels like the programming is telling him to, execute anecdote.exe.
No, I don't like that.
Like, it's weird, right? But then you see him in these movies and he gets it. He gets the joke.
I like Coke rimmed margarita glass John Cena. That's what I want. Yo, he was hilarious in this movie. I just found it to be really funny. I thought him and Meredith Hagner like had really good chemistry as the two psychos. Like they were great. Lil Rel Howery playing the straight man like super worked, which is funny because he's always kind of the goofball friend, even since, Get Out. But yeah, I just thought it was really good. I mean, Yvonne Orji, like I felt like she didn't have a lot to do. Like
I feel like anybody could have been cast in that role,
right?
I'm not mad that Yvonne Orji was in it, but like,
it could have literally been anyone.
Look, this movie was okay. I thought it was cute.
I enjoyed it.
It falls. It has the same like. It has the same. You could see things coming a mile away.
Oh, 100%.
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the big blow up between the vacation friends, and then the black couple was like, "Oh man, we made a terrible mistake. Like they were just trying to be our friends," and then they run to him, and then like everything, and then happily ever after, right?
Right.
But and look, I figured that part of it is because like I'm a wrestling fan, and seeing John Cena in this. Kind of pushed it up half a star for me.
Sure,
because he's really good in it. But it was fine. I didn't regret watching it.
I laughed.
I was surprised when my wife was like, "Oh yeah, we should watch it. I'm in the mood to laugh." And I'm like, "Uh-oh." Like, it's always hit or miss when my wife is like, "Oh, let's watch something together." Because I'm like,
"Uh-oh." Let me pick it.
Right. But I wasn't mad at it. And I think they're going to do a sequel.
Are they? That's fine. So. Like I found it to be pretty funny. And again, I thought Cena stole the show. Like he did. I mean, he was like, he's just his ability to be absolutely fucking absurd. It's great because the comedy roles that they pick for him aren't just like PG-13. They're always like extremely crass, like heavy drug references and sex references and stuff. And to hear him do that and knowing he came from WWE where he has to be like this supposed tough guy is just very funny. Like the dichotomy of that. And I think the more you know who John Cena is in his other job and to see him in this, I think the funnier it becomes. So yeah. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a cute movie. All right, let's talk about What If, episode 4. What if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? This is easily the darkest episode, right? Like, what's that?
I loved it.
Oh, this is my favorite. This is my favorite episode so far.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm in agreement with you. I really, I'm glad that, but the problem that I have is the same problem that I have with all of them. It's just that the animation is kind of wonky, right? Like the ancient one looked terrible.
She did not look that great to me.
No, she looked terrible.
I agree with that.
But when the action is going,
it looks awesome.
Everything looks amazing. And yeah, I really enjoyed the wizard fight. I really enjoyed the downer of an ending.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed seeing I like the Doctor Strange character because the Doctor Strange character is incredibly flawed. And I like seeing what would happen if the flaws outweigh, if the cons outweighed the pros, where we normally get the pros outweighing the cons. I because Doctor Strange is an entitled fuck up.
Yeah, he
and
is. He's a prick.
He is. He very much is. But and I was reading an article on the Mary Sue, and they were calm down, everybody, calm down.
Wait a minute.
And
what about women's rights?
And they mentioned like, this is the woman in the refrigerator thing, right? of a woman having to die for the male hero to, you know.
I suppose. I
agree. I agree. It is right. Like this person had to die for the character to spur themselves, you know, to get up off their ass and do something, right? But the author said that, you know, normally she doesn't like seeing anybody get fridged because it's, you know, they think it's kind of a lazy motivation, which that could be debatable, but
I mean, like, have they ever talked to people in real life? You know, like when you lose someone, people get pretty motivated, like about certain things. Like, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Maybe leave your houses. Like
that's
that happens all the time.
But you know, but the fact that it always seems to be women.
That is a fair criticism. That's absolutely
that is the issue.
Kill more men, I think, is what I'm saying.
But the point she was making is that normally when that happens, it spurs the mediocre man to become a hero.
Yes, that's a fair point.
In this case, the mediocre man went the opposite way.
We're spoiling this, so go ahead. You can just talk. That's fine.
So what's her name? Christine, Doctor Strange's love interest in the film, dies on the way to a party, right? In the car crash where this idiot in the movie is texting and driving and he crashes, right? Instead, he's talking to his girlfriend and they get in an accident, the same accident, and she dies. And that spurs him initially to seek the mystic arts and become Doctor Strange, right?
Right.
And he gets the time stone and and Wong is like, whatever you do, don't touch, stop playing with shit. Right.
I love how Wong is always like, stop fucking around. Like that's his whole thing. Like, stop fucking around. Dude. All right. You're not gonna listen? Cool, bet.
And Doctor Strange fucks around, right? And he uses the time stone to go back to try and redo that night, but keep her alive. And he keeps failing and she keeps dying. And just death after death after death, like multiple times. And the Ancient One comes is like, yo,
shit don't work.
This is something that has to happen. It's going to happen no matter what. You can't change it.
Yeah, an absolute moment in time, she says.
Right. And it's fucked up because he was, like, let's stay home. Let's eat pizza. And somebody robs the place. He was like, you know what? I'm just going to stand her up and I want her to be alive. And then like an explosion happens in her apartment building or some shit. Like, right. It's time for you to die, right?
Yeah, it's a Final Destination scenario.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. And I love Final Destination.
You're a psychopath.
And so the Ancient One, unbeknownst to Doctor Strange at this point, splits their consciousness to kind of weaken the two of them, right? So in hopes that, this evil Doctor Strange and this good Doctor Strange, will kind of put this shit to bed. Evil Doctor Strange goes and he's like, no, I know there is some power out there that will help me. I just need more of it. Right. And his motivation is, it's not just a lust for power, right? Like he has a broken heart and he does anything for the woman he loves. Like you would do anything for your wife.
Of course.
I would do anything for mine. Like it is what it is, right? Like I get it. And
that's what makes him, that's what makes the character, that particular part of Strange, very sympathetic to a point, right? You're like, I get it, dude. You're trying to do this. And also you're told that it's possible, right? So he's like, of course, like, why would you not try? And then like, as time goes on, as he goes and he's absorbing all these other powerful beings, like you start to see him changing and you're like, oh, well, that's not good. Like, don't do that. Like, is that worth it? And then by the end, he is just a complete mess, And,
yeah, man. And it shows you what grief can do to you if you don't have a support system. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
to get you through shit. Like it's the good Doctor Strange. He had Wong. He had his friend to help him get through that shit. And Nega Strange didn't. And
Nope.
it was a wonderful episode, man. Like I really, really dug it.
Yo, that ending was fucking awesome. Hey, Watcher, I know I can sense your presence. Can you help me? Was like, nah, dog, you fucked around and found out. That's it.
It's like, even if I could,
I wouldn't.
Like, yo, fuck you, yo.
Yeah.
Like, you did this, man.
Yeah. And I love that the universe just shrinks to that little ball. Like, that's it. Like,
I love
you
that
just live
he
there.
brings
Fuck
her.
you.
He brings her back. He gets what he wants, right? Like the entitled mediocre dude gets what he wants at the cost of the entire universe, and she dies right before it closes. Like it, God, man. I loved it, man.
Yeah,
I absolutely loved that episode, man.
And
it was wonderful.
What's interesting is we don't know. I mean, we've been doing some wild speculation here, but we don't know what from this series makes it, and I don't mean just this episode, I mean from the What If series period, what gets pulled into the live action movie universe. Like,
yeah, that evil Doctor Strange sure did look like that Doctor Strange on that subway car in that Spider-Man movie.
I'm right, dude. I'm thinking to myself, like, this idea of, the multiverse of madness, right? Like, one thing that I know about Marvel is that us playing the guessing game, while fun, is almost always wrong. And there are things that we don't see coming. And so allow me to make that statement and then undercut it by saying that it would at least be very interesting. I'm not saying this is happening at all. This is not even actually a speculation of mine, but it would be interesting that the idea of the multiverse of madness is that Doctor Strange isn't fighting Wanda necessarily, but Doctor Strange is fighting another Doctor Strange, and that he has to employ someone like Wanda. Like they're like frenemies. Like, hey, I saw what you did. That was kind of fucked up. And she was like, mind your fucking business. My kids is in the other universe, nigga. I got shit I got to do. And he was like, bet I'll help you. You help me type of shit. And then they come together, and then you get like wizards joining up. Like, you get a Wizards Avengers, right? Like, you got a little bit of Wong, you got Wanda, maybe you get Agatha back, and Doctor Strange, right? Like, you don't know what that means, right? We think that it means it has to do with Kang. Like, we think it has to do with that, but we have no idea. It could be a Superman 2 scenario. Evil Doctor Strange is locked in this little fucking part of his universe. He figures out a way to break out of it, and he fucking comes to our universe. And he's like, no, I want to take over this Doctor Strange, right? Like, who knows? Who knows? You have no idea. So, and you could do that. You could introduce that without having people see the series, right? Like, obviously it would be a helpful thing if you saw this episode, but at the same time, it could just be like, we know the multiverse exists, and here is this other Doctor Strange, and he's like he's an evil person who has aspirations for taking over a universe because his was destroyed. Like, we've seen movies where just a bad character shows up and it's like, I want to take over your world because mine's gone. Thanos, right? Like, it's basically Thanos' story. So, in some ways, so it's not impossible to think that you could get an evil Strange in the live action. That would be fun. It would be pretty fun. To that note, like, I sent Micah a clip of, what is it? Order of the Phoenix, the Harry Potter Order of the Phoenix, where there's like a major wizard fight, right? This is a Harry Potter movie. And like, you can't look at that and not think, man, I'd love to see Marvel try their hand at some shit like that. Cause we haven't really seen a full on wizard fight that I think has been up to their caliber. Like, I like Doctor Strange. I think it's a pretty good movie. I mean, it feels reductive because it's very similar to Iron Man in a lot of ways, besides the visuals, which are amazing. But I want to see Doctor Strange really go for broke. And I think we saw a little bit of that in Infinity War. But I really don't feel like we've seen him, like, I want to see like summons and shit like that. I want to see like full on wizard fight. Like that's the type of shit I want to see.
You want to see what you saw in What If?
Yeah, but more, right? Like in that Order of the Phoenix clip, if you Google Dumbledore versus Voldemort, like that's the clip I sent him. Like, Voldemort conjures a dragon made out of fire. Voldemort or Dumbledore at one point grabs Voldemort and puts him in like this water ball and like is moving him around. Like that shit is amazing to see. Now take what Marvel's like their imagination and like years of comics could do. Like they could go super wild. And I think there's a likelihood you're going to see something pretty amazing. Cause I feel like even the fight between Agatha and Wanda was rather tame because it's like television, right? Like it was still rather tame for a wizard fight. Like I feel like you could do so much more and it could be so much bigger.
Yeah. So the clip that you sent me, I think because they have wands, which are essentially guns.
Yeah. Magic guns.
They can choreograph the fight a little better, right?
Right.
Because
yeah, absolutely.
The actors can, okay, this is my magic gun. Two magic, right? Like I can, and they can,
magic missile.
Right. But they don't use wands, so it's going to be more gesticulation and shit like that.
That's all right.
And that's going to be that's a little bit difficult for an actor to mentally see.
Sure.
Right? But I'm hoping you're right. I'm hoping that we see some wild shit, right? Because in the first Doctor Strange movie, they were using magic, but like they were using magic to make weapons.
Right. Yeah, like, I'm gonna wrap you up. Like, all right, I mean, I guess, and that's fine, but nah, man, I'm gonna need you to hit a little nigga with a lightning bolt. Like, come on, man, do something cool.
Yeah. I don't want Scott Adkins to be in my wizard fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that really still quite bothers me. Like, that dude is way too big to be a wizard, dude. Come on, man.
Like he's punching people, yo. Your astral forms are punching people.
Nah, yo. Like,
nah, man. Like, I want to see some fucking wild shit. You're right. Like, I want to see like you said, like some summons and shit.
Yo, look, I have played enough Final Fantasy to know, and I have known enough people to play Final Fantasy to know that if you had Doctor Strange do a summon and another character he's fighting do a summon, and it's like a dragon versus like a Leviathan or some shit like that, like a water Leviathan, people are going to get fucking hyped. They want to see shit like that. These characters can do anything. Right? This isn't Iron Man. It's not Cap. This isn't the punching and kicking part. It's not the tech part of the MCU. It's not even the cosmic part. This is I don't give a fuck part. You just do whatever you want. Right? Like, there are no rules. So, like, really go for broke. So yeah, I would love to see them really, like, just fucking, like you thought the visuals in the first Doctor Strange were awesome? Oh, sit back. We got this. And just, like, really make it fucking blow up. But I think this episode was textbook that you can make a hell of a story using that character. And this is a really good version of it. But again, every week they figured out, like, and I don't know, it might have been on purpose, like, let's just give you a retelling of the Cap story, right? Like, to get you in, like, oh, okay, it's Sharon Carter, it's fine, you understand it, like, we're not gonna get too crazy. Then it's like, let's replace a character again and go a little bit deeper, right? Like, oh, make Thanos a good guy and things like that. And it's like, you still in? You still in? You good? And you're like, yeah, I'm good. All right, next episode, we're going to kill all the Avengers. You're like, whoa, wait, what? Like, that's crazy. And in this episode, it's like, let's go super dark. My guess, and I haven't heard anything, my guess is I bet you the zombies one is next. To keep it on the sort of the dark level for a bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And like in that, Spider-Man is supposed to be hunting the zombies.
Yeah, he's got the fucking Doctor Strange cape.
Yeah. So I'd be I'm look, of course I'm all in, right? But
yeah,
I've been impressed with the majority, with all of them, really. But my level of excitement for some is more than others.
I think they're getting better and better every week, which is
Yeah.
a great sign, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, so far I think the fourth one is my favorite. It's like it literally goes. I think it's probably
4, 3, 2, 1 for me.
yeah, absolutely. That's right.
And that's not like it's not, I'm not shitting on Captain Carter. Right?
I love that episode. It was fucking fun.
Yeah, that episode was real fun, man. But like the type of stuff that I want to see in this, like I want to see like wild shit. Like
Right.
I want to see like very different stories, right? Like,
And this is this is taking the very basic part of his story and going in a completely different direction, which I appreciate it.
yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. But my guess is, and I don't know. This is just a guess. You might see zombies next, just because this is pretty dark. So you might as well stay there for a bit, see if, and then kind of pull you out of it. I doubt that they pull you out of that sort of dark shit and then bring you back in. Like that seems weird.
Well, think of it like the 3-act structure of a movie, right? You get stuff that's, kind of light, and then you got the dark middle chapter, and then you come out on something like really triumphant and kick ass. So,
So
I think we're in the middle of it.
Yeah. We know one of the episodes just from the images is like basically the Guardians of the Galaxy save New York.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the last.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's your triumphant one, right? Where you're like, oh shit, the battle of New York. Like, or at least in that latter third. I agree with you. So yeah, we'll see. But so my guess is what are we getting? 9 of these?
Yeah, I think we're getting 9.
Yeah. So my guess is you get 3 dark ones. You get this one. Well, or I wonder if they. I guess killing the Avengers is pretty fucking dark too. So
it's it's like you said, you're just dipping your toe in it, and then like, all right, we dipped our toe into like you still will if you're with us now. After we killed the Avengers,
hold on to your butts.
All right, well then you're in the deep end. Right?
Yeah. I think maybe that's it. So right, like the first 2 were the light ones. The next 3, killing the Avengers, whatever, the Doctor Strange one, probably zombies is the dark ones. And so what does that get you? That gets you to episode 5, and then maybe like a medium sort of one, and then they push you out all the way to 9, which are all like, yeah, great, all the way to whatever crescendo that looks like. So yeah, I'm cool with it. All right, let's get into topics this week.
All right, first up, Venom 2 is going to be PG.
No, that's not what it's called. It's not called Venom 2. If you could please read the entire official title, I'd appreciate it. For our fans, because they might have forgotten.
Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Thank you.
It's a stupid name.
Should have been Maximum Carnage.
It's a stupid name. It's a stupid name. And it's going to be rated PG-13. I believe the first one was rated PG-13.
Yes.
You tell me, is that fine? Is this the type of movie that really needs an R rating? Like, I get it.
No.
Like, I get these characters, but like, these characters are in funny books, right? Like, I see a couple of tweets on here that are like, oh, this isn't supposed to be a PG-13 film. Like, well, the comics that are for children, like when you were introduced to them as children, they weren't R-rated.
No, they really were not.
So, and you could tell dark PG-13 stories. The Dark Knight was PG-13, and that had the Joker murder someone with a pencil.
Right. Nigga, what we just watched on What If?
Thank you. What If is PG-13, and that's pretty fucking dark.
Yeah. So, no, I don't think it requires a rated R. My thing about this, which I found funny, is exactly what you read, which is a bunch of dude bros who are like, it's going to be rated R, bro. We're going to have Carnage killing everyone. Everybody's going to be awesome. Like, oops. Look, it's not going to be good.
Also, PG-13, like, that's a what?
Yo, PG-13 is not G, dude. Like, it's not. All of the MCU is PG-13. All of it.
Like, people act like, you know, yo, the first Venom had a line about eating a guy's head and his spleen for like snacks or some shit, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
or having a decapitated and delimbed body rolling down the street like a turd in the wind. Like,
right. Like, do you want him to say like a piece of shit in the wind? Like, because that would give you the R rating, and it's the same thing. Turd is a funnier sounding word. It just is.
Yeah.
So I don't
care.
I don't understand what people want. You know, Venom is not the Max. Remember that show from Liquid Television?
Yeah, I never watched it, but I do remember.
It is like, it's not. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
but it doesn't need to be R rated. It simply doesn't.
I mean, here's the thing: it doesn't need to be R rated. I'm more worried about like what the movie is like fundamentally than whether or not they say curse words. Whether or not I get to see people get their throats cut or whatever insane thing that people need to have. I don't give a shit. Like, I just found it funny because I know there are a lot of people who just swore this was going to be rated R and swore it was going to be hyper violent because of Carnage. And it's like, nah, it's not.
Why would it be rated R? Why would it be rated R when the first movie made goo gobs of money?
It made like $800 million. Why would they throw away so much of that money by making the second one R rated? Like, if the first one made like $40 million and they made a sequel and they're like, all right, let's just go for broke and see if we can pull people in, that's one thing. That's not what they're going to do. That would be like Marvel suddenly making Captain America 4 rated R. Why? Those movies have made $1 billion. Who gives a shit? Just keep going with what the formula is working, for good or bad. So yeah, okay, it's PG-13. It doesn't change my view on me not wanting to see this at all. So
yeah, I mean, people are like, oh, well, Cletus Cassidy's in it. He's a serial killer, so it should be rated R. You know what else Cletus Cassidy is in? All the fucking comic books that are not R rated. All of video games that are not M rated.
Right.
All of media that children consume. Right? Like it doesn't. I don't know.
It doesn't have to be that way. It really doesn't. I just think I just found it. I just thought it was funny.
Next up, DC is filming a Black Canary movie with superfine Journey Smollett, starring and Misha Green writing it. I haven't watched Birds of Prey yet. Is that still on HBO Max?
Yeah, it is on HBO Max.
I'll check that out because I like most of the actors in that movie, and from what I understand, it's not bad. So
it's not. People just didn't give it a chance. Like, honestly, they just didn't give it a chance. It's better than a lot of DC movies as of late. Like, a lot of them.
No plot details are known at this point. The news follows the announcement of Batgirl and Blue Beetle gaining momentum, both of which could premiere on HBO Max. So yeah, it's coming. Was Black Canary awesome enough to warrant her own movie?
I don't know that I would say she warrants her own movie. It's a little hard to say. But I'm not mad if they're giving her one. Here's the thing. I don't really want to see a Black Canary movie if Green Arrow's not in it. It feels weird to me. Like, that feels a little weird because they are so intrinsically connected. And I know some people are going to say, well, this is her movie. Da, da, da. I get that.
No, I know what you mean.
Like,
I know what you mean.
And it doesn't have to be a buddy cop movie. Like, it doesn't even have to be like largely starring him. But I'm going to need him to be in it at some point. Like, I need like some moment where Oliver Queen is there. You got to establish that guy in the universe, dude. Like, and not just a TV show.
Here's what you do. You make it a romantic comedy action movie, right?
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, dude.
You make it Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but like they really care about each other, right?
Right.
And look, Oliver Queen is he is something that has not been seen on film, right? He is a radical leftist.
Yep.
A radical leftist superhero. Do you think that would work?
Well, Misha Green's writing it. She wrote Lovecraft Country. So, yeah, I think she could pull it off. Absolutely. Like, you got it. The thing is, I didn't watch enough of the Arrow TV show, but from my impressions of that show, he was more of a great value Batman than he was his own real character, right? Like, you failed us.
I'm talking about someone that is inspired, a Green Arrow, an Oliver Queen that is inspired by the traditional comic.
Right. That's what I want. I want a male version, a male superhero version of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, right? Like, that's what I want. And I think he should be. And I think, like, instead of trying to make him a stand-in for Batman, make him his own man, right? Like, just make him a unique character. So I'm cool with that. Like, I think it would be cool. Again, if you want to make it a buddy cop where they're sharing like equal billing, largely equal billing, that's fine. Or you bring him in the like latter third of the movie. Like, you know, like he doesn't put on the suit until the latter third and then like they kick ass together. I'm cool with that. Like that would be fucking dope. And actually that's actually what I think should probably happen. Since you're trying to make it a vehicle for, Journey Smollett.
Yeah, do like they did with Ant-Man, but with the genders flipped, right?
Yeah.
Ant-Man was all about like Scott Lang, but it introduced Janet Van Dyne, his eventual love interest, right? But she wasn't in the suit until the sequel.
Right.
You can introduce Oliver Queen in this. He falls in love or whatever, and he decides, you know what? She's doing the right thing. Time for me to put my money where my mouth is. And all because I want to get in this chick's pants, because that's the only reason men do anything, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, I'll dress up like the Jolly Green Giant for you. Whatever. That's fine. Arrows, is that what I'm a boxing glove? Fine. You're gonna go out with me? Cool, great. I'll do it. Yeah, no, I like that idea. Like that he's sort of spurred into superhero vigilantism because of her, right? Like he meets her and he falls in love with her, but he doesn't realize that she's like this badass superhero, and then he realizes it and it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, and then they joined up in the sequel or whatever. But like, you know, or you can have him like, again, you can have him kind of suit up for the last third or something like that. That would also be fine. I don't give a shit. Or he's already in the universe and they meet and they have this romantic thing and neither one of them realizes that they're both heroes, right? Like, you can see her face, obviously. Like, she doesn't wear, like, in this universe, like, she doesn't wear even the little mask, right? Though they're not super public. Like, you could just have them, both of their identities not be known to each other. And then eventually they meet up at night and it's like, wait, what the fuck? Like, I know you. Like, that would be kind of an interesting way to play it. So, who knows?
I'm really gonna have to watch this movie, because this what Black Canary look like in the movie?
Yeah, dude. Yo, it's Journey Smollett. She's gorgeous. Like, every scene she's in, I'm like, good Lord. I need to rewatch it too. I actually thought it was pretty fun.
I will. I'll try to watch it and then I will report back. Next week.
Keep your pants on.
Determine whether or not you people are. Nope, not doing it.
Don't tell me what to do.
To determine whether or not you all should watch it. But look, I'm happy for her. I like her as an actress.
Yeah, she's great.
Excuse me. I like her as an actor. But and I'm happy that she's getting like a starring vehicle. Yeah,
she's long overdue. I mean, you know, you could say, well, you know, she was in Lovecraft Country, obviously, but she was still playing second billing.
She was in an ensemble.
Right. But I mean,
in Lovecraft Country.
Yes and no. I mean, Jonathan Majors was the main character. I mean, he really was, and that's okay. Like she was not even a sidekick necessarily.
Yeah, she was a part of an ensemble.
I guess I just don't see them. I don't really see it as an ensemble, but whatever. If we want to use that term, it's fine.
I'm trying to save you.
I'm just saying I didn't see it that way. Fuck you, whoever's listening to this. It is an ensemble. The definition on Wikipedia is the following.
On Wikipedia, guess whose name is first in the main cast of characters?
It should be Jonathan Majors.
He is second.
Yeah, because she was a name before he was. But who's Kang in the MCU? Not Journey Smollett. So yeah, no, either way, I thought she was great in that. So it is kind of cool for her to have like, this is her thing. So that's why I don't want her to get overshadowed by a Green Arrow showing up. So like you can have him show up, but like you said, do kind of like the reverse genders for Ant-Man and the Wasp or something like that. I think that works perfectly fine. I still don't know what DC is doing. And it feels like they're just green lighting shit randomly.
Yes, the multiverse, man.
Like, okay, like, but she's in the regular universe. Like,
is she?
Yes.
What is the regular universe?
She's in the Harley Quinn part of the universe.
Universe.
What's that?
Is it the Henry Cavill Superman universe?
Yes.
Is it though?
It's got the same Harley Quinn.
Is it the Suicide Squad universe, or is it the Suicide Squad universe?
Okay, that's a fair point. I don't know. I guess it's the Suicide Squad part of the universe. Look, anything outside of the shadow of the Snyderverse is working. That seems to be working. Like, hey guys, like I wish someone would go to them and be like, hey, it's working. Now pick a fucking direction. Like, it's just all over the place. Like, I don't know, fucking Black Canary and Blue Beetle. Oh, cool. But what are you doing? What are you doing? It would be nice to know what they're actually doing.
Just making movies. Just making movies like they used to do. Right? Like,
yeah,
like
people want to see people team up. They do.
They do.
People want to see people team up, man. Like, you're just never going to have Wonder Woman on screen with another superhero? Like, that seems weird to me. You're just never going to have a Justice League movie? You're just never going to do it? I have my theories, by the way. I have my theories. I think the reports from that Batman, the Batman screener, they were like, oh, the end, everybody was flipping out, man. They were flipping out. I think there's a little bit of possible connection there. That's what I think. But I don't know. Maybe it's the multiverse. Maybe Ben Affleck shows up.
Yeah, it's the multiverse, man.
Maybe Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton show up at the end. They're like, we're recruiting you for the Batman initiative. And they're just gathering Batman from all over DC. They get the corpse of Adam West, right? He's dead, right?
Maybe they're doing the Batman Who Laughs, right? Like that's a bunch of that's a bunch of Batmen who have like something happen to them. It's a bunch of what if Batmen,
right?
Who all come together under the banner of the Batman Who Laughs.
Why don't they just do Enter the Batverse? And you have you got Michael Keaton. He shows up. He's helping a young Terry McGinnis, right? Like, yeah, just fucking go for broke. By the way, if you're gonna do all these Batman, do Terry McGinnis. Do Terry McGinnis. Like, stop fucking around and just do Terry McGinnis. It would be interesting.
I kind of wish this new Batman movie was just a Batman Beyond movie and not necessarily another.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
Apparently Matt Reeves' Batman is like super emotional and shit. So
yeah, because Matt Reeves is a good director. That's why. He made us care about some fucking monkeys, for God's sake. Those movies were great. I saw someone say the first Planet of the Apes movie was better than the other two. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no.
The James Franco one?
No, it was not. Watch better movies. Get out of here. I didn't like the other ones. It made me feel stuff. Like, all right, I got it. Child. All right, next one.
sad news for you, Top Gun Maverick, and sad news for me, Mission Impossible 7 have been delayed into 2022.
No, this is bad news for me and bad news for me. I love both of these franchises. Get out of here.
Yeah. So Top Gun Maverick is being moved to May 27th, which is Memorial Day weekend of 2022. And Mission Impossible 7 is being moved to over a year. It's over a year away now. September 30th, 2022. Which sucks, but COVID.
Man, we're never going to see these movies.
I mean, I don't care if I never see Top Gun, but like, I really want to see.
How dare you?
I really want to see Mission Impossible.
Look, apparently the talk is that Top Gun Maverick is quite good. It's fun.
I'm sure it is good. Is it fun? Was Top Gun fun?
It was in the 80s. It's not. You like, don't watch it now. Don't be that guy who watches it now and be like, I don't get it. Like, fuck off. Like, it can't compare to modern movies. It's not fair. They ran the same clip like 4 times of planes like dogfighting because like they had that kind of budget. Like what could they do? No, it was fun. It's fun. It's still fun to me. It's still real to me, man. Look, I look forward to Top Gun Maverick. I am bummed that I have to wait yet another year for Mission Impossible 7. I need to see Tom Cruise try to kill himself. It's awesome. Was he going to learn this time how to fly a helicopter upside down in 2 weeks?
Right.
Dude's a crazy.
Brad and I need that movie so that we can continue making Men with Golden Tongues episodes.
Yeah, you're stuck because of the pandemic. So
stupid pandemic.
It's ruining everything. Hey, we would do a show in studio, but Micah's infected, so no.
Yeah, well, guess what? Micah is used to not having to drive to Baltimore.
I know.
So we ain't doing a studio show anymore.
he gave up. We'll do for Black on Black Cinema.
Yeah, sure. On the weekends, Black on Black Cinema. We ain't doing another Thursday night where I got to come home and it's Friday morning.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's fair. I'm not even mad about that. Honestly, I get it. Yeah. Plus, I don't want people in my house.
There you go. Lastly, for me, The Accountant 2 is reportedly in the works with Ben Affleck and John Bernthal. So I don't know if you all remember The Accountant, but it was the story of Ben Affleck, who stars as the accountant, who was neuroatypical.
Yeah, it's like Asperger's or something.
Yeah, and he was like a hitman or some shit.
I really like this movie. It was Asperger's Batman. I liked it.
I enjoyed it. I don't know if I would watch it again. I don't know if I would watch a sequel, but
the sequel has to be much better. Like, for me to be interested.
Yeah, this was a fine movie. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's something that you gotta see, right?
No.
But if you're looking for something to watch and it's on like Netflix or something, like, all right, let me just throw this on real quick. But I don't necessarily need a sequel to this. Like, I've got to see something really good in the previews and trailers for this thing for me to jump back into this world.
Right.
But I do appreciate the representation, right? Like,
yeah,
it's something you don't see, right?
Okay, what year did the original one come out? Do you know?
The Accountant. I almost got this confused with The Informant.
2016. This came out. Okay, here's the thing. 2016 and 2000, let's say 22 or 23, are very different times. They gonna let people gonna be cool with Ben Affleck doing it?
Oh, because he's not
he's not neuroatypical, right? Like 2016, I feel like there's a lot of shit like presidential race. Everybody was crazy, right? Like, so they just kind of let the shit slide. Like they weren't really paying attention. I'm not sure now. People are going to be cool with this. But maybe because it's a sequel, it'll slide. But I could see people being kind of pissed off. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think you should be, right? Like, but I can't tell you that you can't be. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're upset by that, I get it.
Right. But at the same time, like, it's literally an actor's job to act like someone. You know, like,
right.
People are like, well, why don't you just hire this type of person? And like, if it's something like a gay character, like, yeah, there are gay people and there are enough gay people in Hollywood that you can legitimately look for a gay.
Right. Right. It's not that hard.
Role, right. Like that is 100% true. Right. But when you start getting like boiling down into like specifics and stuff like that, like, oh, hey, let's get this person with this particular type of affliction.
Yeah. And how do you know they could perform and I'm not saying it like they're incapable of it, but they might not be a good actor. Like you can't just pick someone because they have Asperger's, right? Like that's not
right. Like it's not a documentary, right?
Right. So I would be curious when this starts to kick up. Will this be a problem? We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe people would say, well, hey, the first one was fine.
It might not be a problem. It'll get mentioned though. Like I don't remember it ever being mentioned for
I don't remember.
Movie.
No, I don't remember.
It'll at least get a mention, right? Someone will say something. Like it might not be anything serious, but somebody will say something.
Yeah.
And somebody will find the one neuroatypical actor that, you know, well, why didn't you pick this person?
I could think of someone who I don't think is neurotypical, who would crush the role. I don't think Adam Driver's neurotypical. I don't think so. I don't think he is. And he's an amazing actor, right? Like, I don't think he is. And that's not shitting on him. Like, I've known enough neuroatypical people just in the way that he is, he doesn't feel neurotypical to me. And it hasn't stopped his career at all. Like, dude, he's fantastic and shit. But he just has a way about him that doesn't feel neurotypical. And that's okay. Like, it's fine. So, and I don't know. That's just a speculation of mine. But I don't think it's necessary to pick someone who is necessarily neuroatypical, nor do I think maybe they would want to do the role. Right? Like maybe they're just like, I just would rather just play Kylo Ren. I don't want to have to play a character.
I don't want to be a hitman. Yeah.
Right. No, but I'm saying like I don't want to have my neuroatypical situation to be a part of a character I play. I want to be quote unquote the regular guy. I don't want to have to be considered only playing these type of roles. So I can understand it. And I think maybe that's probably an argument by some gay actors too. Why can't gay actors just play straight people? Of course they can. They have for fucking forever. Because bigotry, right? So, you know, why not? But it's an interesting thing. I'll be interested to see if that pops up. All right. The Rocketeer is getting a sequel on Disney Plus. This is kind of interesting. I've never seen the original.
I've seen it once, and I remember liking it, but I was a kid, so my tastes were like, I liked hot dogs and chicken nuggets too. You know what I mean? I get it. I don't know, but I remember liking it when I was younger kid. When the hell did this come out?
It's like super early 90s.
1991. And I remember seeing this in the theater. So I was 11. And, right. I think I was just happy to be going to a movie. So, but I remember the guy looked cool, right?
Yeah, it was a cool pulp idea.
It was like a pulpy, like swashbuckling adventure. But I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Yeah. Well, so that's funny. So yeah, this version, according to Deadline, it will be called The Return of the Rocketeer. It's being developed for the streaming service Disney Plus. with David and Jessica Oyelowo set to produce under their Yoruba Saxon banner. David Oyelowo is also said to be circling the lead role, but that's far from a done deal. The script will be penned by Now You See Me and Jessica Jones writer Ed Rycourt, and will focus on a retired Tuskegee airman who takes up the Rocketeer mantle.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that idea. I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. So, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Look, I think David Oyelowo is a fantastic actor. I really do. And I think he could bring a lot to that role, and he could make it into something that like people aren't expecting, right? And like really, if you're doing a retired Tuskegee airman, like you're not gonna ignore like that history. Like you can't, right? Because this all takes place in like sort of that pulp era. So yeah, you got to deal with like a little bit of racism. You got to kind of deal with that time. So, okay. Yeah, I'm here for it. Works for me. I hope he does get the lead role.
I mean, he's producing it, right?
Yeah.
He'll probably. I think he knows a guy. That'll let him get that role.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I personally would have liked to see the Return of the Rocketeer played by Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, who will also be joining Megan Fox in the next Expendables movie.
I don't know why they're still making these, man. I cannot tell you
okay.
What a wasted premise this is. Like what a wasted opportunity. Not a wasted premise, a wasted opportunity that these movies were.
Yep, I absolutely agree with you.
I was really looking forward to like some good old fashioned like tongue in cheek 80s action with all these like aging 80s icons and Jason Statham. And it wanted to take itself a little too seriously, but it wasn't fun. Like I wanted fucking Commando. Like go silly like Commando or go brutal like fucking Rambo.
Like Rambo 4?
Maybe not like
Rambo 5. Rambo 5.
Yeah, maybe not like the last Rambo where he did the Kano fatality on somebody.
No, that's the one I want. I don't want the one where it was like war is hell and we were just like, yo, I'm sad. That was too much.
Look, you gotta put a couple more laughs in it then, because that last Rambo was a real fucking downer.
Oh, it was.
And all of a sudden, he rips his fucking heart out. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
That's an insane. That's not a thing a person can do. Wait, no, he gutted him with the knife, and then he I think he reached in.
Whatever, you gotta hear that? That's your sternum. You got it there for a fucking.
Nah, not when Rambo's here. It's just jelly, and he was like, bah! He's fucking pulled that shit out. Like, dude, that is not a thing you can do. Look, Sylvester Stallone, I love you, but relax. Like, come on, that's not how the human anatomy works. But I do think you're exactly right. This is a very wasted premise, and I think you're right. I think you touched on exactly why it's a wasted premise. Not just that it took itself way too seriously in parts, it did, but Jason Statham should have been the only young guy. They keep putting in these young people. Why is fucking 50 Cent and Megan Fox here? Why? Because Megan Fox did some action movie recently that looked terrible, and 50 Cent is, I don't know, 50 Cent, and so they were like, he's a name. It should be Jason Statham in a rotating series. Like you got your standard guys that are always the Expendables or whatever, but then you got a rotating group of older guys that you put in, right? Like it should have been Sylvester Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, Dolph Lundgren, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Why wasn't Jean-Claude Van Damme a good guy? Keep him around. Why did you make him a villain? That made no sense.
Also, man, like I like these guys, man. I like Sylvester Stallone, man. I really do. But he's 75 years old, dude. He's 75 years old.
Yeah, nobody's buying it, dude.
Yo, you're 75 years old, man. And I'm not trying to be ageist, right? I'm really not.
No, but it's just reality. It's reality.
At the same time, like, it's only so many hearts you could pull out before somebody just like fucking like, wait a minute, you're a septuagenarian, bam, and just pops you in your face, man. Like,
right.
They could have used these first two movies. You do the first movie, right? You do it with all these 80s classics, right? And
yeah, it took too long to get Sylvester Stallone alongside Bruce Willis and Schwarzenegger. That was like the second movie. Like that should have been the first movie. Like
you do these movies and you do the first one and it's all the classics, right? And then they're called the Expendables. Some of these guys got to die, right? And then you bring in more people. And then, like you said, you rotate, like this should be just like the action movie, the action heroes, franchise.
All right. So who are you picking?
Action hero all-stars is what this should be.
Right. Okay. So who are you picking?
Oh man. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm looking through the cast of the.
So you got Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Dolph Lundgren, Jason Statham, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis. I think you had to bring in Wesley Snipes because he was a big action star when he was younger.
I think Wesley Snipes was in the second one, right?
He was in the third one.
He was in the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He was in the third one.
Yeah, Antonio Banderas was in it at one point.
Mel Gibson was in it at one point.
But that makes sense, right? That makes sense.
Right. Look, you got to get all these why is Michael Jai White not in this?
Yeah, this feels like a movie he should have been. This is a franchise he should have been.
I mean, like, why is he not in it? I think Scott Adkins was in one. Okay, that's fine.
That makes sense.
But
he's white, Michael Jai White, by the way. Like he is.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
He's not as charismatic as Michael Jai White, who is like has loads of charisma more, but like fighting wise, like, yeah, he white Michael Jai White.
He's white Michael Jai.
Yeah. He's Michael James White.
Look, all these wrestlers trying to get into movies and shit. Like,
yep.
Get one of these wrestlers to be in it. Like
Stone Cold was in the first one.
Was in it. Stone Cold was in it. Get another one. Let some of these people die and then get another one in here.
So here's how I would have done it. I would have had the classic guys, right? Like I would have had a team of like maybe 5 or 6, right? Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Willis, Jason Statham, and Dolph Lundgren, and like you need maybe like a Jet Li, right? Like you need somebody like a hand-to-hand combat guy, right? That's your team. They got like their shit between them or whatever, but that's the team in the first movie. Every movie, instead of putting young people on the team, you have them fighting young people, right? Like that they get underestimated, right? Like that's the point. And yeah, some of them die and you replace them with other older guys, right? Like fucking put who's the guy who was in NWO? It was fucking Diesel.
Kevin Nash?
Yeah, Kevin Nash. Yeah, put Kevin Nash in it. He's fucking huge, right? He's an older guy, right? Put Kevin Nash in it. Like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like put those people in it. Put more women in it. Why is Cynthia Rothrock not in it, dude?
Yes,
come on. Michael Dudikoff. Why is he? Michael Dudikoff. Perfect example of a guy who should be in these movies, right? Like, I don't know if he can still like throw a kick. Probably not. But like maybe, right? Those are the type of people. And then you have them, put them against their counterparts of the new era, right? Why isn't Chris Hemsworth the Sylvester Stallone on the evil team, right? He's the big jack dude of this era. Put The Rock in it. The Rock as a villain against these guys. Come on, dude. Man. I'd see that. I'd watch the shit out of that movie. That would be perfect. Like, that's how you set it up. Like, you have the old guys being underestimated constantly by these younger people. Like, what you gonna do, Gramps? And then it's like Sylvester Stallone throws you through like a fucking window, like Marty Jannetty. Like that's what you do. So, like, you do what you do. You show them off as still being the able-bodied, like, kick-ass guys that we loved back in the day. Like, that's what you do. But they never did that. Like, and also, you got to stop doing like all the old man jokes. Like, they don't work. Like, I always felt like the writing was horrible.
Yeah, I just think the idea it's such a good idea, just poorly executed, man. Like, I they could have, this could have been a franchise. Well, I mean, look, what am I talking about? They're getting ready to make a fourth one, right?
Yeah, but they're not particularly successful.
I think this franchise could have been much better than what it ended up being.
So who's doing the best sort of like balls to the wall action movies right now, like directors wise?
What was it's
those two guys who did the last Bad Boys movie.
It's a lot of people that you don't really know, like not people that aren't household names yet.
The John Wick guys,
right?
Let them do it.
I don't know their names, but like they choreograph gunfights very well. Right.
That's all these fucking movies are.
Who did Gunpowder Milkshake? The action in that movie, I don't know if you saw it, but the action in that movie was really good.
Yeah, the action was pretty good. I'm okay with that. Like, you gotta expand the talent, right? Like, pick the guys you want and then expand the talent pool as far as like writers and directors. Because I felt like it really suffered by like really, really shitty old man dialogue. It was like, oh, this is funny, isn't it? I'm like, this is not funny. Like, this is 2021, dude. It's not 1985. Like, Damon Wayans. Why isn't he in this? Right? He was in Last Boy Scout. Right? Like, have him team back up with Bruce Willis for like a couple moments. Like, that would be kind of fun. Right? Like,
why is Donnie Yen not in it? Right? Like,
Donnie Yen, that's a good point. Yeah. Wasn't Harrison Ford? Harrison Ford was in it for like 9 seconds.
I think so.
Yeah. Like, which makes sense. I'm not mad at that choice, right? But like, there are a lot more people. You couldn't, like Mr. T or something. Like, you could get other people in this shit. Like, I don't know. Maybe they said no. I don't know. Maybe they saw the first three and they were like, nah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. But Liam Hemsworth was in it.
The lesser Hemsworth. I think Liam Hemsworth was the guy who, if I recall, Jean-Claude Van Damme kicked a knife into his chest, which was fucked up.
Yeah, I just I thought this franchise would be better than what it ended up being. Like, I'm not super jazzed for a fourth one.
No, I'm not seeing it. I'll catch it when it comes on Hulu or something, but like, I'm not theater. No, never. Get out of here. I don't think I've ever seen any of these in the theater as it goes. Actually,
I think I've seen the first one.
Yeah.
In the theater.
Yeah,
but look, you can't keep, like, I get it, right? You can't keep having these old people, these old dudes in this thing, and if you want the franchise to stay around, you need some younger talent. But I don't know, just have them do shit.
I disagree. Awesome. I disagree. I think you do, like, this doesn't need to be a franchise that goes 7 movies. Maybe this is a franchise that goes 3 movies and it'd be done. But make them really good.
A 4.
How about you make it a 3 and be done? How about that? I feel like my time is very expendable watching these fucking movies.
Right. And you talk about like movies that should be rated R but are PG-13.
Why?
Like Expendables 3 was PG-13, guys.
That's insane, dude. That's insane. Those movies absolutely should be rated R. Because the first one was rated R. Because I remember seeing a guy get shot with a 50 caliber, or like with a 50 cal gun or something, like blew his body in half. I was like, that seems unnecessary. That was like in the first 10 minutes. Yeah, and then Terry Crews was in it, which he didn't fit at all.
He's in all 3, isn't he? I think he's in all 3.
He was in the third one. He gets shot early on, and like he almost didn't make it. Like, so they just like sidelined him the whole movie.
You see what he tweeted recently?
Yes. Here's the thing about being uninvited to the cookout. It's okay if you never drank the Kool-Aid. I'm like,
yeah, look, I feel very bad for him, and I hope his arm recovers from him breaking it from patting himself on the back for that
what
fucking
are you
line.
doing, dude?
But at the same time, like, black people's Kool-Aid tastes good, man. Like, it does. And it's not.
He loves white people.
Look,
he does, dude. I'm not saying he hates black people, but he loves white people. He does.
I think people might have made. I think black people. I think it's like the Lil Wayne thing, right? Where black people kind of made fun of him for whatever reason. And
does Lil Wayne not fuck with black people like that?
No, but like Lil Wayne don't have a problem. Don't thinks cops are all good, like all of them, like every single.
Oh, because like a cop saved his life or something.
Yeah, because a cop did their job and saved his life. And look, I'm not here to shit on cops, right? Like, I think we need.
That's what I'm here for.
But
we all have rules.
Like some of you are good and some of you aren't. But like Lil Wayne thinks that like all of them are good because he got saved by one once.
That's fucking stupid.
And I think Terry Crews may have been made fun of by some black people in his youth, and maybe he was a skinny kid, right? And people making fun of him, and that's why he's fucking huge. And that's why, he fucking bounces his titties around for Old Spice.
Wait, who are we talking about? Demetrius or Terry Crews? I was fucking. He'd take that job at Old Spice, and he better. If they call you, nigga, take that job.
I hope Terry Crews. I wish nothing but the best for Terry Crews.
I just want him to figure out what the shit he's doing.
Yeah, go to therapy.
Yeah, you do, man. You do. And look, I do think sometimes people give that dude like an overly hard time about things. And then a lot of times I'm like, yo, you got to stop talking, my nigga. Like, yo, shut up. Right. Like, yo, if you ain't sweating, you got to take a shower. Why are you defending this show? Why are you defending this? Why are you defending it? Look, why are you defending it? If people get out on TV and they're like, yo, I don't take showers for days on end. Yo, let that person burn. Yo, like, that's not a thing you need to.
Just mind your business.
I was like, okay.
That is an opinion that I just did not need.
Right? I'm just like, okay.
All right, yo.
Also, people are full of shit. Everybody in that whole scenario is full of shit. Everybody, during the entire pandemic, you niggas been sitting at home taking a shower every day. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. Stop it. That doesn't mean you go 4 or 5 days. That's gross. Like, that shit's gross. But don't act like you sat there every day and got up and take a shower. That's a lot. That's a lot. When there are articles in New York Times like, I don't want to give up my sweatpants. All right. Y'all go take a shower, put your sweatpants right back on, your PJ pants right back on. Don't lie. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, come on, man. Stop it. But yeah, Terry Crews, it's fine if you're not sweating. No, it's not. Like, yeah, no, it's not. No,
I can't even make an analogy because it's so weird, right?
Like, what are you do? Why are you defending this?
It's weird. Yeah.
Like Jake Gyllenhaal, I found myself not needing to take a shower. That's on Jake Gyllenhaal. Let him deal with the blowback. Why are you diving on that white person grenade for him? Like, it's fine. Jake Gyllenhaal gonna be fine. I'm gonna see his new movie on Netflix. Like, yeah, he might smell a little bit. Whatever. Like, that nigga can act. I don't give a shit. Never gonna meet him. He was a great Mysterio. I bet that helmet stank, but like, whatever. It is what it is. It's fine. Yeah, stop lying. Y'all niggas definitely setting your sweatpants for more than one day. Don't tell that fucking lie. Stop it. Patty Jenkins, director of the stellar Wonder Woman 1984, thinks straight-to-streaming projects look like fake movies. Now, that headline sounds mean, but let me read the quote. All of the films that streaming services are putting out, I'm sorry, they look like fake movies to me. I don't hear about them. I don't read about them. It's not working as a model for establishing legendary greatness. This is Patty Jenkins, guys, who made Wonder Woman 1984. Okay, I'll continue. She says that the day and date streaming release of Wonder Woman 1984, it was detrimental to the movie. Okay.
I mean, it may have been, right? It may have been. Like, to be fair, it may have been. But you know what else was detrimental to the movie? The movie.
I think that the only way it was detrimental to the movie is that people didn't have to go to the theater and spend their hard-earned ass money to see it, right? Like, because people buy tickets for movies, like a lot of people buy opening weekend tickets. So before they realize it's bad, they've already spent their money. That's the benefit of just having it in theater. Day and date, people could go, well, I didn't pay any extra money for this. This is a piece of shit, and turn it off, right? That's the difference. No, the movie sucked. It wasn't good. If I had seen this in theaters, I would have been pissed. I would have been so mad, dude. It was so bad. She says, I don't think it plays the same on streaming ever. I have a 100-inch screen. Yes, it does. I'm not a fan of day and date, and I hope to avoid it forever.
Look, I know what she's saying, right? Like, again, there is something about going to a theater to watch a movie that is a different experience than watching it at home. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, depends on the movie.
Screen you have, right?
Depends on the movie.
Depends on the movie. And like big superhero movies like that, they're ripe for stuff like that. So I get what she's saying. At the same time, like, and these are, when you're a director and you direct film, like, you want your movies to be seen on the big screen, right? Like that's one of the reasons you fell in love with it. But at the same time, like, part of it sounds like, this is a brave new world and I don't like change, right?
Yeah. Well, here, let me read more of this quote because it's kind of interesting. I've talked to many filmmakers about us uniting, like a union, I guess. And if someone does guarantee a theatrical run, we will literally go out of our way and take less fee, all kinds of things to guarantee that your film has a chance of success in a certain kind of way. Jenkins adds that it doesn't make sense for studios that have billion-dollar industry to throw them in the garbage so they can roll the dice at competing with Netflix is crazy to me. All I'm saying is that one studio should make a huge commitment to the theatrical experiment and plant their flag, and filmmakers will go there as a result. Or all of the studios cannot do that, and you'll still go to them, because how the fuck else are you going to get your movies made? You don't really have any power here.
Yeah, I don't think she's really in a position of power to be like, man, if just one studio stuck their neck out, like, that's a lot of money to be sticking your neck out. Studios don't want to experiment on movies.
Right. They want to experiment on a whole thing of distribution? No. They're trying to maximize revenue streams. They're a business, right? And you're an artist, and that's fair, right? Like, everybody gets paid. I get that. It's pretty hilarious that she has also signed up to do Rogue Squadron for Disney. Like, you're a part of the machine too. One company should only do theatrical releases. Look, if she's saying if one company does it, if one company sticks their neck out, then she would be more inclined to want to work with them, is what she's saying. Cool. All right, Sony does it. You're going to go there? No. You're not. Knock it off. They have a hard time putting out a movie. Like, they are not good at this. So, like, it's kind of bullshit. I also find it really insulting to say that they are fake movies. Netflix has had Oscar nominated films. Like, what are you talking about? Oscar award winning films, actually.
It's just the distribution method, man. That's like saying right. Shooting a movie on digital is fake because it's not shot on film. Right? Yeah,
that's an obnoxious perspective.
Yeah, like I don't understand the logic there. But
now to play devil's advocate, which I don't actually enjoy doing, but like I can see an argument of like like we talked about last week, there's a lot of garbage on Netflix, right? So she'd be like, well, see, look at all this garbage. I'm like, yo, those would just be movies that would only end up in a blockbuster anyway. Right? Those are direct to DVD films for the most part. So they would have never made it to theaters. But like, you can't just dismiss a movie because, like you said, because of the distribution method. That doesn't make any sense.
Right. What's more important, the someone seeing your art or forcing or how they see it? Right? Like, do you want someone to actually sit down and watch your movie, or are you so like focused on your art being seen in a specific way? And look, I understand if you want your film to be seen, you think your film must be seen in a certain way.
Sure.
I get it. I get it. I dabble in art, right? Like presentation is part of it, right? Like,
sure.
I get it. But I just find it funny if you make comments like that, right? But then, you know, you want a studio to stick their neck out. How about you stick your neck out and not work for one of these major studios?
Nah, B, can't do that.
Right? Like,
well, okay.
It's just funny to me. That's all.
All right. Well, let's look at it a different way. They all seem like fake movies once they make it to streaming, right? Okay. Wonder Woman's on streaming. Is it a fake movie now? Is it a fake movie? Is it in normal times?
Is the movie that you made that is now available on Blu-ray?
Is that a fake movie now? Right? Like this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is why systemically thinking, that doesn't make any sense. The second it becomes available to watch on a television, it is no longer a real movie to you. So everything that you've ever done is garbage the second it hits television? That's nonsense. Doesn't make any sense. Like, come on, man. Like, let's be better than that. Like, like, I have seen fantastic films on my television that I've seen in the theaters. I didn't have the opportunity to see 1917, except for at home. It was a fantastic film. I wouldn't say it's a fake movie because I watched it on streaming. That's ridiculous. Like, day and date doesn't change the quality of the film. What it does change is how much money you made. And I think that's a bigger part of it. And I know that Patty Jenkins is an artist, and I don't take anything away from her because I thought she did a great job with that first movie. But I think this argument is more about money than it is about the actual art. So, like, is The Irishman a fake movie? Why don't you go tell Martin Scorsese his movie's a fake movie? I'd love for you to record that conversation, right? It was a bullshit movie, right? Right? The one that won an Oscar, right? Okay, cool. You got it. Knock it off. Like, stop being a fucking snob. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I think that's
the movie stunk. It stunk.
I think that's it. You know, I think and it's weird because I believe that she's probably pretty proud of Wonder Woman 84.
She shouldn't be. She shouldn't be.
And, you know, when you're proud, when you have a little bit of pride in something, like if people don't take to it, like you tend to lash out, right? Like, well,
that part I can 100% understand.
Right. Like, I get it. Like, on a weird way, I do see where she's coming. Like, I understand what she's saying. I just don't agree with her argument necessarily, right? Like,
Right.
Like, I get it. You want your films to be seen the way you want them to be seen. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, I would think that you would want people to see your art. And,
right. Like, that's equally important.
Yeah. Yeah. So that, you know, people can keep feeding the ego.
Right. Of this very popular artist. It does say, despite Patty Jenkins' harsh words, she does see value in streaming, particularly for television. Quote, I really believe in limited series and television series. As a filmmaker, there are stories I want to tell, like I Am the Night for TNT, that are longer and don't fit into the movie format. Streaming is a great It's great for massive amounts of content and binging TV shows. I think there are two very different skill sets, and I see them succeeding in two very different things. That's why I think it's a mistake for the film industry to throw something away so valuable. Like,
no one's throwing movie theaters away. They're not.
They're not, but did you catch that statement, right? That's why I think it's a mistake for the film industry to throw away something so valuable. What you're saying is that movies are more valuable than television. That's what you just said, right? You said that throwing away something so valuable. Right after the sentence, you're like, all these TV shows can be on stream. I don't give a shit if that garbage is over there. Just don't put movies on there because they're incredibly valuable. That's what she's saying. Does she realize that's what she's saying? I don't know. But that's how it comes across to me.
I mean, maybe, and maybe she doesn't care, right? Like from a monetary standpoint, you know, in terms of risk versus reward.
Oh, movies are huge.
Movies are more valuable.
Yeah.
Right. Like you're taking a much bigger risk and you're getting a much bigger payday. So
right.
Maybe she's talking about it that way.
Right. But as an artist, that's kind of a wild thing to say.
I don't think she's talking about it like this art compared to this other art. At least I hope she's not.
I hope not.
This art is more important than that art. Because like.
Right. But then if she is just talking monetarily, let's hope, like weirdly, I hope she is speaking monetarily because that would be accurate, right? But if you're speaking about it monetarily as an artist, that first paragraph really gets fucked up in the second, like your statements get really fucked up because now you're talking about money. So are you talking about the money that could be made from these movies that you're not seeing being made from these movies? Or are you talking about the value of the art? Because if you're talking about the value of the art, that's fine. And we can have that debate. But that's why you shouldn't call them fake movies because that's fucked up. But if you're talking about the value of the art, then when you come down to that second paragraph, you're like, TV shows, whatever, that garbage, movies are the real value. That's fucked up. So it's fucked up either way. So at the end of the day, all I can say is Wonder Woman 1984 stunk. That's my point. It was not good. And her statements are really kind of fucked up. But look, I want her to make a third one. I want it to be good. I like a redemption story, right? Like I like a Rudy at Notre Dame story. Like that's what I want. Yeah. I want her to fucking crush it in the third one. So
yeah,
she got nowhere else to go but up. So it's fine. Yikes, that movie was so bad. I got an email. They're like, it's back on HBO Max. I was like, no one cares. Literally no one gives a shit. Just quickly,
I wonder if people who like that movie, some people do like that movie, and I think they liked it because of the time that it released. Right, it released when we were when America was in sweeps week, and literally anything could happen.
Yeah,
and that was a real downer for certain people. And seeing this like incredibly like weirdly like positive movie about like people being selfless, like the world being selfless, like that really resonated with people. I wonder if those people who had that opinion during sweeps are how they feel about that movie now that we're
watch it now.
Out of it.
Watch it now. with clear eyes. Watch it now. She just fucked a guy who was like a clone. Like that was weird. Like that didn't make any sense.
She raped a guy.
Yeah, that was unacceptable. Oh, Trevor, it's you. I'm like, nah, bro, that's not him. That's another guy. And then she definitely tried to fuck that guy at the end. It was weird. China's really burning up the stage on insanity this week. China bans, quote, effeminate men from television as part of cultural crackdowns. President Xi Jinping calls for a national rejuvenation with businesses and the public under orders to align with his vision of China. Part of that is cracking down on effeminate men and asking instead for a revolutionary culture. The China TV regulators called for resolutely putting an end to This is an actual quote. This is not me saying this. Chinese TV regulators call for, quote, resolutely put an end to sissy men and other abnormal aesthetics. They also use an insulting slang for effeminate men, Niang Pao, or I'm definitely not pronouncing that correctly, or literally translated into girly guns. Which I don't know, man. I'd watch a movie called Girly Guns. It's like a movie I would watch.
Yeah, why not?
Hot chicks with guns, girly guns, coming to theaters.
Oh, I was thinking girly guns was like, like hot pink AK-47s, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Like, I would even watch a bunch of gay dudes with hot pink AK-47s in an Expendables style film.
Yeah, like a cross between like Queer Eye for the Assault Guy or some shit like
right,
that.
Yeah. Girly Guns coming to Netflix 2025. Like, I'm watching that movie.
Yeah, fake movie.
Another fake movie. Patty Jenkins is not seeing it. Broadcasters should avoid promoting, quote, vulgar internet celebrities and admiration of wealth and celebrity. That part I'm totally actually okay with. The regulators said calling for programming that is, quote, that will vigorously promote excellent Chinese traditional culture, revolutionary culture, and advanced socialist culture.
Wow. It sounds a lot like what America wants to do, minus the socialist part.
Revolutionary culture is that's a really weird turn of phrase for then cracking down on people doing things that they want to do. We need revolutionary culture. What? Like, let's have a revolution to make things more structured and boring? Yes.
Well, technically, like, he's using the revolution. He's using the definition of revolution as in like spinning around.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, perhaps. Maybe he's thinking.
He just wants people to twirl around a lot. That's all.
Like Wonder Woman. Kal-El, don't forget who you are. Yeah, her acting is not very good. Rules. They also rules that took effect Wednesday limit anyone under 18 to 3 hours per week on online games and prohibit school day play.
We covered that on Ben's Picks.
I haven't listened yet, but I'm dying to hear it.
It's like, what are you?
Okay. Yo, who's gonna mine all that gold in StarCraft, dude? Like, oh, I guess that's South Koreans. They'll do it. That is insane. Like, that's
1
not
hour.
3 hours a week.
3 hours a week, basically 1 hour Friday, 1 hour Saturday, 1 hour Sunday.
Feels fair.
It's fucking wild, dude.
I mean, they do have massive video game addiction. This ain't the way to deal with it.
Yeah, like that. You know the surefire way to get somebody completely hooked on something, forcing it out of their hands cold turkey. Like they're going to try and do this thing, man. Like I just
it's 3 hours per week for online games. There's no way to enforce these kids. Like, all right, cool. Like single player games will just be incredibly popular there.
Well, it's for online games because if you're playing an online game, you theoretically could be playing with people who are a little more enlightened and
yeah, of course,
will tell you how the world is outside of China.
So China is a shithole.
And tell you how great the world, like, oh yeah, did you know that we have like rights? Wait, what?
4 hours a week? That's crazy. We only get 3.
So that's what that is with the online thing. Like they don't want
propaganda. I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing that they think they're going to be able to hold that. Okay, I don't think you will, but best of luck.
Like something like you could be like arrested or some shit. Like it was wild, dude. Like
arrested.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can.
Yo, come on. Story, that's incredibly silly.
It was wild, man.
You're gonna arrest kids for playing video games? Well, I guess you arrest the parents.
Or just like a fine or something like that. The Chinese government has enforced limits by using. Okay, the Chinese government has enforced these limits by using real name identification to log and track online gaming habits of children, backed up by a police database. Anyone who refuses or fails the face verification will be treated as a minor, says Tencent, which is this like big Chinese company that makes incredibly popular video games. And as outlined in the anti-addiction supervision of Tencent's game and health system, and will be kicked offline. Like Tencent is like a gigantic company that I think backs like has its hands in like some of the biggest games that make the most money, and even they are like, all right,
this is fucking stupid.
We gotta listen to China because we don't want them coming after us.
I mean, China is going to have, and this is why I put the story on, not just because of the video game thing, but like China's going to have a reckoning with the rest of the world here. Like at a certain point, like they're going to, and their citizens are going to start to get angrier and angrier. Look, they're leaving a lot of money on the table too, because I have a feeling that Hollywood, who's been courting China for the last maybe decade, like pretty hard, China's going to start just pulling back again and being like, nah, none of your movies get to play here. Like nothing. Okay.
Yeah, like all
right.
Jungle Cruise has a gay character in it, but that character does not say that he's gay and doesn't particularly act. He acts a little effeminate. But
not according to this law, he's not.
But he is not like embracing a man or whatever. Like, you know,
right.
like he is not outwardly showing affection towards another man. He doesn't even say that he's gay, right? He just says something to the effect of like, well, my people didn't like me because I didn't love who they wanted me to love. Right. And they did that for China because
And that to me is pretty gross, right? Like, you know, John Cena had to apologize because he had made a statement that offended China in the run up to Suicide Squad, I believe. Like calling Taiwan its own country and like
because the movie was like he was doing a movie that premiered in Taiwan and he said, "Oh, I can't wait to come to your wonderful country." And China was just like, "Nope,
fix that shit."
Right. And he kowtowed, man.
Yeah.
Like he
the studio, I'm sure the studio made him because it's like,
oh, absolutely.
You know, like people got pissed at John Cena. I'm like, no, dude, no. That studio was like, yo, we need you to do this because this movie won't play here. Right. Like they won't play it anywhere in China. Like you have to understand that. And he was probably like, all right, like bet, like I get it. No, but the rest of the world's going to have a reckoning, and especially the U.S. Like, we are modernizing, you know, as much as some people in this country, you know, we have to drag them kicking and screaming down the street to do it. We're just not going to have openly gay characters because China has a problem with it. This is America, dude. Fuck them. Like, no offense. Not, you know, that's not an offense to Chinese citizens who don't agree with this. I'm talking about the Chinese government. Fuck them. Like, if you want to have some dude in Jungle Cruise be an openly gay character, then he should be. Like, then we don't sell tickets in China. It's that simple. Like, that's on them. And guess what? American culture is powerful culture, man. It's crass.
Yeah, it's coming over there, man. It's seeping into, you know,
like
China.
Like, look, Disney and all these other major companies, movie companies should just be like, you know what? We're done with this. Just like, oh, we're not gonna play any of the Marvel movies. Well, that's to your detriment, bro, not to our detriment. Because make no mistake, people over there are gonna see those movies. They're gonna see them. Like the people who want to see, they're gonna get a copy of it. They're gonna see it, right? All you're gonna do is make your citizenry hate you, and that's prime for revolutionary culture. But you know, keep going. Look. The most deadly thing about America is not our military. It's our ability to just carpet bomb you with Jersey Shore and fake tits and whatever other bullshit is a part of American culture.
Why do you think boy bands was in that thing, right? Like that's American culture seeping into yours, man.
Yeah,
like,
and people say, "Oh, well, that's South Korean culture." No, but boy bands started over here, my man. Like that shit came from here to over there, and now it's coming to you, right? Via South Korea. That is our invention of taking no talent ass clowns and putting them all together and making them work. That's what we do. That's what America does.
That is our idea of taking one, maybe two actual singers, and then surrounding them with three men to accompany them.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Like in BTS, like half of BTS, they can't sing, right, Tiara? That's true, right? Which one do you like?
I have to imagine that, like, how many of them is it? 45? I have to imagine that 2-3 tops can sing. And then the other 40 odd kids are just like there as a dance troupe and harmonization. Yeah,
like they're like the random killer bees in Wu-Tang that nobody knows.
Yeah.
It's like Method Man.
They're like Belle Biv and DeVoe of New Edition. Right? Like those niggas can't sing.
Yeah. Like, no, just this guy. He's the one. Michael Bevins. Get out of there. All right, let's talk about what the fuck this week.
Brought to us by JTD, who we don't shout enough of his stuff out. He provides this stuff for us and
for free.
And and what does he have going on that we can plug? Doesn't he have a TikTok?
I think he has a TikTok where he's like always cooking and making like delicious shit. Hold on,
he's always making like good food and stuff.
That dude can cook, man.
I want to get. Apparently, he's a master at it, right? He makes his own toilet wine or moonshine tub wine.
Toilet.
And he makes these TikTok videos of everyone.
His TikTok is Chef JTD. So you should
go to. Is it JAYTEED?
No, it's just the letters JT.
The letters.
Yes.
Okay, go on your Chinese app TikTok and search for Chef JTD.
Yeah,
and show him some love because he's the person who is responsible for bringing us articles titled "Man Inserts Eel into Rectum from Anus and Hopes to Relieve Constipation."
Lovely segue. Jesus Christ.
This guy inserted a 20-centimeter long eel into his rectum from his anus.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so he basically, popped
was it alive?
In hopes of relieving his constipation, but he lost.
No, don't do that. In hopes of relieving his constipation, he stuck a water snake up his ass. No.
Well, maybe he thought the
he would eat it,
like
Pac-Man. like what the fuck, man? That doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't understand the logic. No, the source is lying. They were just in.
He died, man. He died.
Good. I'm sorry. Good. Was his name Robert Kelly? Because that would be perfect.
No. But I won't tell you his name because it'll give away where this guy's from.
Yeah, this guy's from China. Let's knock it off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's knock it off. This guy was like 3 hours a day. Give me the eel. Like, I'm out.
He almost lost his life. Okay, so all right.
He survived?
We can laugh at him. The eel entered his abdomen. What motivated the man to do so is a folk remedy that says an eel can help with bowel movement instead of.
Did they mean eat it? Did they mean eat it?
Instead of curing the constipation, the eel went from the man's rectum into his colon and bit through it.
Oh my god!
He finally went to the hospital.
How bad did he feel when it bit through his fucking body?
He finally went to the hospital after enduring pain on the first day, as he was, quote, too shy to see the doctor.
Nah, yo, go directly to the doctor, dude. Directly. By the way, why don't you go to the doctor about the constipation? Yo, again, does China have Colace? Is that just like not a product they have over there?
Shit. The eel was alive by the time it was removed during the operation.
What? Wow. Amazing.
Yeah. So yeah. Don't,
how long? What did you say? It was 20 centimeters.
20 centimeters.
How long is that in American?
Let's see.
7.8 inches.
Whoa.
I was gonna be incredibly crass, but that's really bad. Like that's just not. That's not a good idea.
So there you go.
Oh man! Wow, an 8-inch eel up your ass. Well, I mean, I guess it's good that he survived. He'll end up in another story where he doesn't.
Jesus. All right.
Wow. Here you go. Traditional stone pelting battle leaves 77 people injured in just 7 minutes.
Ireland.
No. Every year, hundreds of people from this place hang out and they do, quote, a brutal stone pelting battle that often leaves dozens with severe injuries that require medical attention.
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem?
Don't they throw stones?
That feels anti-Semitic. I don't know. It's India, actually.
That was my next guess.
I mean, my wife's people, what are you doing? My father-in-law's upstairs. I'm going to be like, you ever been to this stone pelting battle? No, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? Bagwall literally means fight with stones. And that's what this event is called. So it's a pretty fitting name for the celebration that is all about hurling big stones at the opposing side. 4 clans gather in the Champawat district in to take part in a unique event. Yeah, it's unique, all right. Despite the danger of getting seriously injured by the stones flying through the air. In fact, bloody wounds are the whole point of Bagwall, as legend has it that the Hindu deity Barahi struck a deal with humans to rid them of demon invaders in exchange for their sacrifice in the form of blood. Just cut your hand with a knife. Why are you taking rocks to the head? What's wrong with you? Wow, dude, that's a lot of people, man. And they got like shields as they don't want to get pelted in the head with rocks.
Yeah, nope.
I'm good. I'm good. That is absolutely insane. Wow. Oh, I was hoping there's video. People just getting cracked. Nah, yo, this is not a good idea. But you know what? If you want to leave the earth a little earlier than you were supposed to, that's on you. Trailers this week. Wheel of Time. This is an Amazon series. This is a very popular book series, which I don't really know about at all.
Neither do I. This is not my type of fantasy.
Okay.
This is not my type of fiction, rather. But it does look interesting. And I'll see. I'll let my wife. I'll see if my wife watches the trailer, and if she's into it, then I'll watch it, because that's the only way I watch television.
Okay. Let me see if I can find what the plot summary is here. For the book, or the book series. In the last iteration of the Eternal, and we'll just stop whenever this gets a little too fucking a little too much. In the last iteration of the eternal cycle of battle between the forces of light and darkness, the Aes Sedai, an order of women able to channel the power of magic, try to find the latest reincarnation of the dragon, the light's champion. Servants of the Dark One, a cosmic force of evil in the universe, also scour the countryside to search for the dragon reborn. A party, including 3 youths who might be the reincarnated champion, flee from the agents of darkness. The party is frequently split into different groups that must pursue each mission to further their causes. As they struggle to unite the various kingdoms against the dark Dark One's forces. Their task is complicated by rulers of nations who refuse to lose their autonomy, by those who do not believe in the prophecies, by other outside forces, and by internal strife. The saga moves inevitably towards some character, the apocalypse, or some event, the apocalyptic battle wherein the Dragon Reborn opposes the Dark One while the followers fight elsewhere. Okay.
I think I need to watch an episode or two. Like, people seem to be really into it. So
yeah.
It looks good. So
yeah, I think it looks okay.
I will give it. I will let my wife be the judge of whether or not I should watch this.
All right. So let's get to a trailer that is way more coherent than Wheel of Time. Moonfall.
Yeah, this is much more my speed.
Like, hey, can you imagine when the moon comes and crashes into the Earth? I can, and I hope to see this
big space rock fall on planet.
Go boom. This trailer, I did not realize has Halle Berry in it, as she is the star of this film, or one of the stars. It's an ensemble cast. I don't know about this. I will say one thing that's really bothersome to me. One, the moon is moving way too fast. Like, extremely fast over the planet. Like, well, what is going on? Is someone pushing it? I don't like their use of oh no, I'm sorry. That's for the next trailer. I apologize. I was okay with the Ted Kennedy or the JFK quote. It's not bad. It looks to be like aliens may be involved in this. That's the impression I get in some of these scenes. This looks really stupid. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah. This is one of those trash fake movies that
this feels like a Netflix movie if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, look, the only way I don't mind watching a trash movie, right? Yeah. I'm not going, even if COVID wasn't a thing, I'm not paying to see this. I'm not.
February 2022. You not going to see it in the theaters?
Oh, February. I mean, Valentine's Day.
Hey, baby, I love you. Let's go watch the moon crash into the earth. I think we should get a divorce. You know what? You're probably right.
There was something about this movie about the moon destroying the earth that made me think of our relationship. Let's go here for Valentine's Day.
What is it? An unstoppable force meets an immovable object. Oh my God, the moon. Where are they even going to run? They're like people running. It's the moon, dude. There's nowhere to run. It's the moon.
It's time. What are you going to do? Shoot? You're gonna Armageddon it and blast the moon into two halves so that it splits and misses the Earth? No, you're gonna die.
Yeah, you do that. Everything on Earth is going to die.
All right. Look, you're going to die if you destroy the moon. You're going to die if the moon hits the earth. You're going to die. That's the thing about this, right? That's what I want to see. Like, why is there even a movie happening? If the moon is about to hit the earth, like,
that's
game
it.
over, man. Like, that's it.
I do kind of want Roland Emmerich to just be like, you know what? I'm making a movie where everybody dies. Like, just in the end, like the moon hits the earth and everyone dies. Like that should be just like the last 20 minutes is just showing utter destruction. Like there's no build up to it, just utter destruction. But yeah, that's Moonfall, guys. We've been dying to see that trailer. I'm excited.
At first I was like, what the fuck is Moonfall? And then I remembered. I'm like, oh yeah.
That's right. So when the moon fall on the earth. Oh my God. I can't believe Roland Emmerich gets money to make these movies after a while. Like, I really can't. Like, what's your idea? Yo, the moon. You know the moon? Yeah, I know the moon. Imagine if it fall on the earth.
Imagine, whatever drugs this dude is on, they must be amazing.
Oh, they're great drugs. They're high quality. He still got all that ID4 money. Last but certainly not least, trailer for Red Notice. This is the the Rock, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot vehicle for Netflix, a fake movie, obviously.
I mean, this kind of does.
Daddy Chicken's making a good ass point after watching this trailer. No, yeah, I was like, yo, this looks like as I tweeted, this looks like a Netflix movie. Take that for what it's worth.
It looks like a Netflix movie. You're absolutely right.
I'll watch it
though.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Why not?
It looks like Six Underground, like the sequel to Six Underground for me. Like it looks ridiculous.
The number one Carl, number one super fan, number one super guy, Carl said, why isn't this just Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego movie?
That's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea at all.
It really is. She's wearing red. Look, I don't think Gal Gadot is a very good actress, but Gal Gadot is gorgeous. She really is, dude. I also, like you always talk about, like, seeing something you never seen before. I've never seen someone handcuff two people together and then kick the handcuffs down and have them headbutt and knock each other out. I appreciated that. That was kind of a clever move. I think The Rock doing buddy cop movies, like, is starting to be, like, I feel like he just can't find one that's super working outside of Kevin Hart. I don't know if this one's going to work. Though I find Ryan Reynolds to be such a likable guy, it probably will.
I think the dynamic of The Rock being the straight guy, the straight man,
that might work better.
Yeah, because he seems like that. Because, like we said, The Rock seems to take himself a little seriously now. Like, he didn't used to. Like, when he was in Saturday Night Live, when he was still like a wrestler and didn't really break into acting yet. He would get a little silly.
Yeah,
but like he takes himself very seriously, I think, and which is perfect for this role. Was perfect for him as the straight man.
Yeah.
Teamed up with, goofy Ryan Reynolds, trying to take on someone who is, somewhere in between them charisma wise.
Right.
So I think this has all the makings of being a pretty good, like, Netflix type movie where it's like, yeah, I'm really glad I didn't have to run to the theater to see this. Like, this seems okay.
Yeah. And they got paid like big money for this. I think The Rock made like $20 million for Red Notice. I was like,
yeah, I mean, that's what he commands now.
Hey, I ain't mad at you, man. Like,
yeah,
get your money. I'm not mad at that.
Get it.
I wish somebody was paying me $20 million. But yeah,
hang out with Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot. Yeah.
I'll take $10 million.
I'll take it.
I'll take $10 million. I'll save you money. They all seem cool. Yeah, it looks fine. I'm not gonna say it looks bad. It doesn't look bad. I will 100% watch it. And it doesn't look great either. Like, it feels very run of the mill, and that's fine. Side note, I can't wait for 6 Underground 2. 7 Underground. I don't know. And that feels like the same kind of movie to me. So it's fine.
Yeah.
Big action set pieces, glamorous people, and The Rock giving voiceovers, which are really weird. I'm an FBI agent. I'm the only man who could take you down.
Yeah, I hope that's not in the movie.
I was like,
I really hope that's not in the movie. I hope that's like just for the trailer, because
it seems silly.
It doesn't. It felt like he's like the football player reading a car commercial, right?
Yeah,
like it.
At Eastern Motors
is your credit. Like, first of all, don't go to Eastern Motors. Second of all, don't go anywhere where your job is your credit.
You need to have real credit.
But that means all you need is a steady income, and we will sell you anything.
Yeah, Eastern Motors will come and repossess your car. Like, that's all. No, dude. I guarantee you, they make a lot of money in just repossessions.
Yeah, your job is your credit. Nah, yo. Nah,
Yeah, what's that interest rate? What's that interest rate? 14%.
You can't work a $15 an hour job and buy a car from Eastern Motors, and because they're gonna push like fucking Cadillacs and shit on you, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then they're gonna repossess that shit.
Yo, can you imagine? Oh no, I work at Wendy's driving a brand new Escalade. Like, yo, where'd you get it? Eastern Motors. Don't do that. They gonna come and get that shit next week. Stop playing. Stop fucking around. All right. I think that is it for us. Anything else?
Nah, I think that's it.
Okay. All right. We will see you guys next week.
See ya.